Hey everyone, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. In this episode, guess who's staying on board? Bobby Kotick has been put back. Well, not put back. I mean, he just can continue. He got reelected to the board among Activision Blizzard. So basically, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick was successfully reelected to the board of directors for another year as a result of the company's annual shareholder meetings. Okay. So basically, Activision Blizzards have a lot of controversy, especially around Kotick and workplace harassment, among other various things like that. They did have, Activision Blizzard said that they will carefully consider whether to go ahead with the proposed report into their efforts to address alleged workplace harassment within the organization after 2/3 of the attending shareholders voted to approve the suggestion. The vote is non-binding, which means that Activision Blizzard doesn't have to do anything about it. So they're really looking hard into that, Also, other outcomes of the shareholder meeting includes around 88% of the shares present approving executive compensation. So, got to pay those executives. Are we going to give them, $500 billion this year? Well, yes, we are. All right. Moving on. What's the next one? And then 95% voting against adding employee representation to the board of directors. So, man, Activision Blizzard doing great by their employees. That's the company to work for. And you know what? Really, it just comes down to they don't care. As long as they're making profits, that's all they give a crap about. So, Pat, what do you think of Bobby Kotick coming aboard and the board of directors basically giving the middle finger to their employees?
Tell me you don't care about your employees by showing me you don't care about your employees, right? That's exactly what they just did. They were like, employee representation on the board? Oh, hell no. Get the hell out of here with that. I cannot believe the numbers for Bobby Kotick to get reelected. I mean, 533 million shareholder votes for versus 65 million against. That's like a huge, huge thing. I'd like to see the breakdown of millions of those notes versus the people, because like I said, there was even 2 million abstained and 49 other million non-voted. So it's kind of weird that he got reelected, especially after all the controversy, and it seems very counterproductive. They should have gotten rid of him because he's a stain on the company right now, and he's harming the company. He's harming the company in the public and employees' eyes is what it is, in my opinion. And then voting to not require them to push the report out is kind of stupid. It's like, okay, I wonder what was so bad on that report that they were urging shareholders to vote no, don't push this out. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty sad when you look at the number of votes. I mean, that stockholder proposal regarding nomination of an employee representative was 30 million for and 555 million against. That's a huge swing. There was no chance in hell that was getting in there with whoever swung their votes around was obviously like, nope. And then, like I said, it's just weird the things that they are allowed to do. But, the board voted on it. And all the shareholders got a little bit of something to vote with. Whoever has the most shareholders can obviously sway which way the votes go. The bigger amount of shares you swing, the more damage you can do. So, wonder how many stocks that Bobby Kotick has. He's swinging around in there. It's stupid. It's a smack in the face. It's Blizzard doing what Blizzard's always done, and nothing's going to change. What are you going to do about it, right? The only thing they can do is, they've got the union going on in there, and the union just needs to do the smackdown on them right now and be like, we've got some demands that you must meet, or we're going on strike, and nothing's going to get done at Blizzard. Blizzard's obviously turning into one of those shit show companies. They're going to be they're going to be the next who knows what. It's going to be worse than anybody else out there after a while. They're going to be in the same realm with EA. You're going to start hearing Activision. You're going to start thinking EA, all over again. People are going to hate them. And very well deserved. They've done some very bad choices in games and staff and just overall culture. It sounds like they got a very toxic culture there at that workplace. I don't, there's no other way to put it, right? It's just toxic, and it's getting par for the course, same as usual. Just keep going in that straight line, you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, Activision Blizzard has definitely been going downhill. You know, and I'm surprised too that, you know, I guess in the end of the day, the shareholders just don't care, right? They don't care what the company's doing, whether it's against the employees or doing, you know, things as a company they shouldn't, right? Not taking care of their employees. All they care about is the bottom line. Are they making money, right? And as a shareholder, that's really all you care about. Like, I'm putting shares, I have shares in this company, and I expect you to make profits, and those profits come back to me. And that's all they really care about. They don't care about the other stuff, right? Like employees having troubles or sexual harassment or workplace discrimination or poor working conditions, or Bobby Kotick doing a bunch of crazy, possibly, you know, things that get him in trouble legally and various things like that. Don't give a crap. As long as they're getting their paycheck, hey, cool, right? And if Bobby's delivering the goods, they're going to keep Bobby in place to keep delivering those goods, right? And yeah, they don't care about employee representation. And of course they don't, right? That's not important to them. Right. Like a lot of companies, employees are just bodies to put in place to do various work. Right. And that's all they're there for. And if those bodies go away, they'll get new bodies to come in and take over. Right. So it's just, you know, cattle for the feed, really. It's just bringing them in and slaughtering them and taking them out and putting new ones in there. And it's really sad, you know, that type of culture in a lot of workplaces, not just Activision Blizzard, but in a lot of workplaces need to change, you know, because I mean, I don't know, a lot of these places need to think about, and I understand that they're going to have bodies no matter what happens. But, you know, without your employees, you have no company, right? Activision Blizzard isn't a thing if there's no one making games and doing stuff like that. You as an executive, you're not an executive if you don't have people under you who are providing the product that you're selling. So if you don't take care of them, you could potentially lose that. And then all of a sudden Activision Blizzard's gone. But again, they don't really care. You know, Bobby Kotick doesn't care if Activision Blizzard goes under. He's probably got millions upon billions of dollars. He's just like, okay, well, that's fine. You know, I can go become a shareholder for EA or a lobbyist or something like that, right? Or just live off my money and for the rest of my days. No care in the world. So it's not surprising to see that the shareholders would come in and just keep the status quo. But, you know, it's really disheartening, and things like this, along with other stuff, need to change, I think. And they need to change for the better. Otherwise, you know, you're starting to see, and you're going to see this, not just Activision Blizzard, but across the board with a lot of different companies, right? We've been seeing stuff like this happen all the time and kind of come out there with a lot of different companies, a lot of these big companies. And as long as you continue to allow it, what's to stop those companies from continuing to do it, right? If there's no consequences for your actions, then who cares? Somebody should, but they clearly don't.
Yeah. Bobby Kotick keeps making them money. They assume that he's making them money. I mean, the stock keeps going up, all that kind of stuff, and, you know, and things like that. And yeah, I think he's worth like $500 million or something like that, what Bobby Kotick is. And he makes I think he's paid $30 million a year. That's not including like bonuses and crap that he gets paid. So, I mean, it's just sad that a company in that big of problems voted for no employee representation on their board. How does that just reeks of good old boy system right there to me. You know, it's like, oh, yeah, we know we did bad. We'll say we're sorry, but we're going to keep doing what we did, which is what it sounds like they're going to do. And the only thing that's going to stop them is getting rid of that board, really, getting rid of the people from the board that are the problem. And I think Bobby Kotick is a problem for Blizzard. And they're just leaning on the fact that there's no proof of ignoring harassment at the board level. So they're basically saying, hey, we have no proof that this has been happening, so we're not. But I mean, I can't believe it's that rampant known at Blizzard that there's just that good old boy mentality out there, and there's no proof. I think they're just sweeping it all under the rug, and and that's just what they're going to do about it. I mean, because Blizzard stock dipped for a little while, but I think it's back up. I think it's back up there quite a bit. So, I mean, overall, it's probably down for the year, but I bet it's up overall. I mean, it's down for the year, but it's back up from where they had their whole flop. Because when they announced it, I think the stock dropped like $20, but it's back up $20 right now. So they didn't really lose anything. It was just a brief hiccup. It was enough for those investors who had some extra pocket change lying around when the stock dipped to buy in to bring it right back up, which is typically what happens. Nobody wants to listen to the people who work for the company. They just want to, they just want to keep that stock rolling in, that price going up so they can keep raking in that money.
Yeah. And, Activision Blizzard bought them, or I'm sorry, Microsoft bought them not too long ago. Of course, that deal hasn't gone through yet officially. I wonder if Microsoft itself is going to make any changes to Activision Blizzard's hierarchy when it comes into the fold of Microsoft. I would say I wouldn't hold my breath personally that anything will change. But it might, because it might be more of an aesthetic type thing for Microsoft, where Activision Blizzard looks bad. So they want to make that change, or at least kind of make a change to make that better image, right? When they come into the fold, that's what a lot of people are expecting. And you can see that kind of put out there into the ether. Hopefully it gets grabbed by Microsoft and they do make changes. I'm not holding my breath that they'll make any sort of changes to that. What do you think when they come to the fold on Microsoft? Do you think they'll make any changes to it?
I don't know if they'll let them operate as an independent business unit or try to fold them into the hierarchy. I mean, I kind of hope that they fold them into the hierarchy. I actually have not paid much attention to what Microsoft's done with the other studios when they pulled them in. What have they done with the presidents of those studios and things? I'd have to look into it. I think Microsoft tries to leave everybody alone, is from what I've seen. They don't like to rock the boat and change the structure around because they bought them for a reason. It's working, but they bought Blizzard, or they put in to buy Blizzard right before all this crap broke out, so this may be one of the ones where they come in and go, we're gonna change some stuff here, and we got to, and he'll install his own board for that type of stuff. I don't know. So it will no longer be, because they will no longer be traded by themselves. I believe if they're bought, they're going to go under Microsoft stock, or Microsoft and that stuff. So I don't know. If I was Microsoft, I'd be like, let's get rid of this board and put our own governing body over this group. But that's just me.
Right. And Mark, they created that union, like you said, Activision Blizzard did, and Microsoft has already put out that they will acknowledge the union as a thing, right? Because that was one thing that people were kind of worried about with Activision Blizzard coming in, if Microsoft's going to acknowledge the presence of the union, and they said they would, and work with the union, to establish a better condition for the employees. So they could do that, right? They could put in get rid of Bobby. Bobby has another year there, I mean, I'm not sure when. It may take up to another year before Activision Blizzard's fully into the fold of Microsoft. And by that time, Bobby can be like, that's okay, I was going to retire anyway, right? They can get rid of him and put in someone else, put their own board of directors and, their own shareholders, or not shareholders, but the own board and everything like that to kind of govern it, like you said. Yeah, from my experience as well, from what I've read and seen, it seems like Microsoft does leave those companies alone just to let them operate independently, just under the fold or under the umbrella of Microsoft. game studios. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. You know, hopefully, I know Phil's like the main guy over the gaming division, so I'm hoping that, you know, him and his team kind of like they did with the Xbox gaming division, kind of right the ship for Activision Blizzard, because Activision Blizzard, you know, make great games. They really do, or at least they used to, right? Especially for Blizzard, they used to make great stuff. And Activision, you know, they have their Call of Duty and various things like that still sell like hotcakes, and some of their Activision published games and stuff like that still do really well this day. But I would like to see them right the ship on that for Activision and for Blizzard, and kind of bring back the glory days of Blizzard. I don't know if that's going to happen. And that could be that, you know, what Blizzard is doing now could be coming up from up high, or it could, you know, from Activision as far as how they govern over Blizzard and what Blizzard does, or if it's Blizzard themselves making these decisions, right? Certain decisions are going to be Blizzard, right? But making like a MOBA Diablo, was that really Blizzard's idea, or was that more of an Activision type of thing, right? Activision coming in saying, you're going to take this franchise and put it on mobile in that sort of way. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when they come into the fold. But for now, Bobby Kotick is still there. He's still the guy up top, and Activision and Blizzard is still sticking it to their employees. Do you have anything else you want to add to this before we wrap it up?
Just that once the Microsoft acquisition goes through, Bobby Kotick ain't protected by those shareholders anymore, because those shareholders are bye-bye because they accepted the deal. So they'll get $95 for each of their shares, and then they become part of Microsoft. So Bobby Kotick, hopefully his days are numbered there. I'd hate to see him go to Microsoft. I don't think he needs to go to Microsoft. They need to just tell him, leave, go on, be gone, leave us. We don't want to see you anymore. I hope that happens, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, hopefully they'll tell him to kick rocks, but or kick golden rocks in his case, because he's got enough money. He'll just paint them gold. They'll be gold, actual golden nuggets. They won't be rocks.
Break a toe kicking one of those.
But I guess we'll see. This is bad news for those employees at Activision Blizzard. It's great for the shareholders, but for the employees, it's crappy. So hopefully when they come into Microsoft's fold, things will become better for them as employees, because really the employees is what makes the games that we as gamers love to play. It's not Bobby Kotick. It's not the shareholders. It's the people on the ground floor making those awesome games that we love to enjoy and play. So for us as gamers, I think we want to support them more than we give a crap about the suits up top. So anywho, we'll go ahead and end this. Down in the comments below, let us know. What do you think? What do you think of Activision Blizzard? Do you think anything's going to change when they come into Microsoft? And what do you think of the news of Bobby Kotick having another year to sit on the golden throne up top? Let us know down below what you think. Also, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. You watched the whole video, so why not hit the subscribe button? Hit the bell notifications as well while you're there to stay up to date with new videos that we do all the time. And we'll see you next time.